Hello students, I am Dr. Yogita Lonare, Durga Mahavidyalaya, Raipur. Students, this is my last video lecture. In my previous video lectures, I have already discussed about the 4 short notes: realism, naturalism, expressionism and existentialism. In this video lecture, I am going to cover theatre of the absurd, last short note and some important questions. So I start with theatre of the absurd. Theatre of the absurd is a post-war II movement. The term absurd was coined by Martin Esslin for the works written in 1940s and 1950s. The essay Theatre of the Absurd was published in 1960. Indeed, the term was sensed by Esslin from the essay written by Albert Camus, The Myth of Sisyphus, which was published in 1942. Albert Camus first time defined the situation of human being which is meaningless. That is, he explored this nightmarish reality through his essay. The absurdist writers' works were basically focused on the idea of existentialism. First popular play noticed was Eugene Ionesco's The Bald Soprano, that drew attention of the readers initially. The sparks of the origination of such plays are found in avant-garde experiments in art of 1920s and 1930s. The horror of World War II also influenced and motivated, in fact compelled to write such plays undoubtedly. The life after 1945 was also one of the factors in the rise of new theatre under the threat of nuclear annihilation. The most importantly, this movement was the reaction against the absence of religious fervor in the society. As a result of this, these kind of plays considered as a highly uncommon and innovative form. Its aim was to startle the readers. The theatre of the absurd rebelled against the stereotypical theatre. Indeed, this kind of theatre was called anti-theatre, surreal and plotless. Absurd plays overthrow logic. Indeed, it projects the incredible and unexpected. It regards intellectualism. In such plays, dramatic conflicts are almost vague and obscure. Now we are going to see the history of absurd drama. Indeed, absurd drama was originally a Paris-based avant-garde phenomena. That is, some writers basically were from Paris, but some were born somewhere else but settled in France, writing in French. For example, Samuel Beckett was born in Ireland, Eugene Ionesco was born in Romania, Arthur Adamov was born in Russia, Fernando Arrabal was born in Spain, and so on. As the impact of the absurdists increased, this style was spread to the other countries also. The exponents who were influenced are given below. First is Harold Pinter, who was from England. Tom Stoppard was from Zlin-Zechia. N.F. Simpson was from England. Edward Albee was from America. Sam Shepard from America, Mahesh Alkunchar from India. Now we are going to see the characteristics of the absurd drama. The plays of this group are called absurd ones in the sense that these plays focus on logical acts, actual events, or any kind of traditional character development. Indeed, they focus on human beings' pitiable condition who are trapped in an fathomless world, dealing with any subject no matter how logical it is. At a glance, the play seems to be nonsense, but there is a sense always as they have to say something. Now we are going to see the character and characterization in absurd drama. In this kind, the characters are lost and unfathomable. They almost lose their rational and logical devices. For example, Harold Pinter's characters are found trapped in an enclosed space. They are unable to understand the outer force threatening them. One character is dominant and may dominate other characters, as also found in Waiting for Godot, in which Pozo tortures Lucky, and in Endgame, Hammond and Claw. There is no stereotypical hero in such plays. Now we are going to see how the language is used in such plays. The dialogues in such plays are absolutely naturalistic, despite these plays are blamed for its nonsense language. The language is broken but is full of symbolic meaning. It symbolizes that life is incomplete and meaningless, like the language of absurd plays. Beckett's plays do not value language only for the sake of striking show. Harold Pinter is famous for elliptical language, which is often called Pinter pause, which denotes a meaning in abundance. Now we are going to explore how plots are often found in absurd drama. Usually, the plots are cyclical and episodic. In Beckett's Endgame, when the play begins where the play ends. At the beginning of the play, the dialogue is appeared, finished, it's finished, nearly finished. No as such plots or subplots are found in such plays. Now we see the precursors of such plays. First is Elizabethan tragicomedy, second is surrealism, third is Dadaism, fourth is existentialism, and so on. Now let us see the playwrights who are associated with the theatre of the absurd. First is Samuel Beckett, second is Eugene Ionesco, third is Jean Genet, fourth is Arthur Adamov, fifth is Harold Pinter, sixth is Luigi Pirandello, seventh is Tom Stoppard, eighth is Edward Albee, ninth is Malloy Roy Chaudhary, and 10th is Badal Sarkar. Now at last we see the major outcomes of this movement. First is Jean Genet's The Maid. Second is Eugene Ionesco's The Bard Soprano. Third is Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot, Crab's Last Day, Happy Days. Edward Albee's The Zoo Story, and Who is Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Fifth is Harold Pinter's The Homecoming, and so on. So these were the major products of this movement. Now we are going to discuss some important questions. The expected questions are: first question, write short notes on realism, naturalism, expressionism, existentialism, and theatre of the absurd. This is the expected question. Okay. Second is, what is the difference between realism and naturalism? Third is, who are the chief exponents of naturalism? Then next question, what is realism? Fifth question is, who are the exponents of realism? Sixth is, elucidate the major works on realism. Next question, that is 7, give some examples of realism. Next question 8, by whom was this theory proposed first? Ninth question, what naturalism is against to? 10th question, when was naturalism flourished in America? Our next question, that is 11th, what is expressionism? Next question is, what does it intend to? Next question, that is 13th, who are the precursors of expressionism? Our next question is, which movements were opposed by expressionism movement? Our next question is, who is the founder of expressionistic school of painting? Next question is, what is existentialism? Our next question is, where did the term existentialism derive from? Our next question, that is 18th question, what is avant-garde? Next is, who are the exponents of existentialism? Our next question is, and the last one, what are the common themes of existentialism? So these are the important questions. So students, in this video I have covered our last short note, that is theatre of the absurd, as well as some important questions. I hope these questions and these short notes will definitely help you. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thanks once again.